Hey there folks, welcome to this video. This is the general notice where I fire off the week by talking about stuff that's going on in the real world of motorsport and what's going on this channel as well. I'm going to try and do this quickly. This is my third time recording this. Let's get it done with. Starting off, in terms of videos this week, I'm thinking about 10 videos across this channel and potentially one over on CSRE. We have ERC in Spain this week. I did my preview on Saturday. I'll get my preseason predictions out over the next couple of days. We have WEC in Imola preview and review. I've already done my predictions, I believe, for WEC this year. I think I did that a couple of weeks ago. NASCAR at Bristol, I want to sit down and watch that and talk about it. Supercars at Tarpo, I want to get that done before the Supercars at Christchurch. BTCC, first round comes up this weekend at Donington Park, and I want to get my preseason predictions out the way. I'll also try to preview WRC in Islas Canarias, and also at the same time, potentially review Super GT at Okayama. I think Fuji comes up in the next couple of weeks. Monday, I'm hoping to get out either the BTCC at Donington or IMSA and IndyCar at Long Beach, depending on the amount of time I get to sit down and watch the IndyCar race, because it's so late on Sunday that I probably won't be able to watch it. The same for NASCAR at Kansas. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks. Next general notice I'm expecting to be next Tuesday. It could even be pushed back to next Wednesday. Could be brought forward, depending on how much time I get to sit down and watch stuff. Anyways, one thing that I want to talk about this week. Lance Stroll made his GT racing debut at the 6 Hours of Paul Ricard, the opening round of GT World Challenge Europe's Endurance Cup. And he is getting bullied relentlessly online for his performance in that race. That's because the ComTU racing car picked up hundreds of seconds of time penalty. Stroll was in the car when fair bit of them were given out. The car was classified 48th out of 49 classified cars at the end of the race. So people feel, okay, this is all Lance Stroll's fault, and this is all because this, that, or the other to do with him driving. Okay, but I'm going to direct you to the comment section down below. Not the comment section, the description section down below even, where you can have a look through what was going on in that race. When you have a look at the penalty log, have a look at the track limits. There is one track limits penalty that comes in whilst Lance Stroll's in the car, which is 115 seconds. It's just around the time that they get in to retire the car, actually. And then if you have a look at the blue flags document, he falls foul of it twice. About 10-20 minutes after getting in the car. And the reason why I point those out is because we can then go to the event notes. And I'm going to direct you to 5.7. And I'm directing you to that because it doesn't necessarily line up with what happened at the end of it. Track limits warnings. During the race, the first to fourth warnings will just be warnings. Number 5, you get your black and white flag. Same kind of deal as F1, which means the next one, you get a time penalty. And number 6, 30 seconds time penalty. Added to your next stop. After the 11th, 75 seconds time penalty. After your 15th, 150. And after your 18th, you report to the stewards. That's where you're just going to get disqualified. You're driving off the track too much. Bearing in mind, that's over 6 hours. That's what? If you do 3 track limits warnings in an hour, you get reported to the stewards, you can get kicked out the race. And that's by car, it's not by driver. So Stroll didn't go out there and end up with so many track limits warnings that he got the penalty. He got in there, maybe went wide once or twice, and just gets slapped with a nearly 2-minute time penalty. So, I think it's unfair to blame Lance Stroll for that. It's just simple, really. When you look at the fact that between Roberto Merri and Mari Boyer, they picked up most of the rest of those track limits issues, I think that's unfair. In addition to that, let's go to the blue flags document. Yeah, Lance Stroll falls foul of it twice. But you know what? The rules around this have been changed a little bit for this year. And when you look at the drivers that have fallen foul of it, yeah, Merri falls foul of it about 6 times. But you'll see a lot of names that if you are familiar with GT racing, you're like, oh, they fell foul of it. See, like, Rinaldi, Razoon, Get Speed, The other Competition racing car falls foul of it, or one of the other ones even, falls foul of it twice, gets a minute's worth of time penalties. The WRT cars fall foul of it, the 30 and the 46. And the 46 at the time was driven by Dan Harper. And you put some of the other names into it as well. You see someone like Lee Loado, who is capable in GT racing. You see Eddie Cheever, who's a veteran of GT racing with the Ziggo Sport Tempesta car. Century Motorsport end up with penalties. AF Corsa, yeah, with Wado. So many different teams that are big name teams fall foul of these rules. They get penalties for them. So to go, oh, look at it, it's Lance Stroll's fault. Come on. That's not fair. And let's tackle the, oh, they were 48 out of 49. There were, what, 58 cars that started the race? They were running 44th because of all of the penalties. When they retired the car, they still get classified in 48. 49 cars get classified at the end of the race. Bear in mind, if you drop a lap, you don't get it back. Or at least not in the way that you do in F1. So, if you get to the front of that lap, you have to race your way back to unlapping yourself. Stroll's pace wasn't that bad, especially considering first GT race. Getting used to the car, getting used to driving that track in those conditions. Night racing a pool rig car, you're going to fall foul of track limits. If you haven't done it before, hop into ACC. Drive one of the GT3 cars there. I can tell you what, I remember one of my friends in a GT3 race in ACC. He hates pool rig car. He hates it with a passion. Because in one 2-hour race, I think, he got done 18 times with track limits. He got 6 penalties in that one race. People just want to clown on Lance Stroll. And you have your reasons. But for me, I've always thought that Lance Stroll is a capable driver. He just needs to be in the machinery that will allow him to be the best that he can be. And I think endurance racing is the future for him. I've put it in my preseason predictions the last couple of years that he will drive a Valkyrie at some point. I would love to see him switch across to WEC, because I think that he can be consistent enough that if he's got a decent car underneath him, he'll be able to hand it over to somebody else. And if you've got somebody who's absolutely rapid, you look at podiums, potentially wins in class or overall in different events. Heck, the Valkyrie got a podium last year where? Kota? During the wet race there? People just want to dislike the guy, and you're allowed to dislike a guy, but let's just not contort the facts and bully this man. He's had that his whole career. I could just think of the amount of times, and I've lost count of the amount of times, where somebody has said something horrible about Stroll. And, I mean, the ones that come to mind right now, wasn't there something with Verstappen a few years ago? There was the one with, is it Bianca Bustamante? What's the point in just hating on someone like that? Like, it's like a while ago I did an F1 thing talking about parasocial fandoms. Let these people live their lives. Yeah, you can criticize them when they make mistakes, but just don't go out there to hate for the sake of hating. Especially when you don't understand the things behind it. It's not cool, it's not fair, and it's not great look for motorsport generally. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining in. This is my third time going for this because my first time I got a bit too heated, and my second time the camera grading was off. But I think this is my longest rant about this yet. If you have any thoughts, let them be known in the comment section down below. But if you don't, that's fine. Till next time. Bye for now.